started off with a bang with Max Verstappen announcing his contract. First Dutch sports billionaire.
15 years
At the team.
as well.
And he's worth every penny for Red Bull.
Max crashing out in the final corner of lap 1. It was a driver mistake, yes?
Definitely. You know, he couldn't back his contract extension with a nice result, which normally in Zandvoort he always either finishes first or second. So in that aspect it was a bit disappointing on the Sunday.
Mercedes, are they broke?
Yeah.
And I mean that financially, not mechanically. And then we want to get into the intricacies of a driver contract in the world of Formula One. Did you break any clauses? Have you got a story for us?
Question for you, Chris. What's the cost of a Formula One car if you destroy it properly?
Wow. Well, it is the Pit Talk podcast powered by Ithara. After the summer break, we've got the summer tans, we've popped on the extra few kilos. We are back, Milli Miglia, right here in Dubai. Robert Doornbos, myself, Chris McCarty, Roberto.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Good to be back.
It's amazing.
Some extra downforce you put on, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I've celebrated.
Everybody you put on.
I've celebrated the big 4-0 as well, Robert. You know that.
Congrats.
I'm an
Big
old
4-0
man.
for Chris.
I'm an
Welcome
old
to the
man.
team. Welcome to the team.
This is expanding.
Yeah.
This is
good.
2 weeks of overindulging. It's great to see you.
Yeah,
And
good to see you.
speaking of overindulging,
Yeah, wow, last weekend.
where have you been?
Dutch Grand Prix, the final lap, the biggest one. It was mega. It was really, really good. I think, unfortunately, Max took it a bit too seriously, the final lap. He had a big crash, but in general, the vibe, the atmosphere, have this circuit on the beach, which is just a small, really small place in the Netherlands. But then for 1 weekend a year, it becomes the mecca of motor racing.
We've got an awful lot to unpack. We've got the joy
Yeah.
of Thursday, Max signing his new deal.
Definitely.
The despair of him crashing out at the end of that opening lap. We want to ask the question today, Mercedes, are they broke?
Yeah.
And I mean that financially, not mechanically. And then we want to get into the intricacies of a driver contract in the world of Formula One. All of that to come. But I do want to start. Forget 007. You are our spy.
Yes.
Doornbos, Robert Doornbos.
Finally.
You were there. Give us the kind of gossip. What were you hearing?
Well, first of all, Thursday it started off with a bang with Max Verstappen announcing his contract, which was mega. Then you look to the left and you see Isaac Hadjar walking with his hand in a brace, and you're like, that doesn't look good. Then the news came out Isaac is not driving on a track he particularly loves, because last year he got his first podium racing for the junior squad. So then Yuki had to be called up he just arrived at his beach in Greece. And he's like, this is a joke. No, you have to come back now. You're driving this weekend. Which car? We don't know yet. They decided on the late Thursday when to put Yuki in which team. It would be normal to drive for Red Bull Racing because his official title is reserve driver for Red Bull Racing.
Exactly that.
But the team decided, or Red Bull decided, to place him at the junior team, which he knows very well as well. He raced there for 5 years because his experience with the 2026 cars is minimum. And Liam Lawson went up to the big team because his experience with the 26 cars.
Is it as simple as that? Would Liam Lawson have had any say?
No.
No say whatsoever.
No, Red Bull will decide. Red Bull normally, in general, having 4 cars, it's easy for them when to place the driver where in which team, apart from Max. Obviously, it's quite obvious. But to be honest, the sister team, the junior team, is as fast as the big team. I heard Jos Verstappen saying, maybe we should paint the cars different colors in the weekend just to see where the difference is. Yeah.
Yeah, because Liam has been very vocal on a different podcast about his frustration at how his little short-lived time at Red Bull went. So it's
He
interesting
did
to
less
me.
Grand Prix than this guy next to you.
Exactly. And we all know how it ended.
That's saying something.
We all know how it ended for you, Robert. So that was interesting itself. That set the week up beautifully. But the big story was on Thursday.
Yeah.
I don't want to pat ourselves on the back, but I'm going to, Robert.
Yeah, okay.
We've been saying on this podcast, you in particular, you said, watch out for Zandvoort.
Yeah.
There will be an announcement. There was. And you also said on this very podcast, he is not going anywhere. Mark my words, he will remain a Red Bull driver. Max has signed on now to 2030. No real surprise for you. I don't think real surprise for many, in truth.
No, the length of the deal was a bit of a surprise, to be honest, because they ripped the existing contract apart and they signed for 4 years. So we have a new term now that
Starts immediately.
4 years, new negotiations, new financial compensations. We'll get to that later. $500 million contract in 4 years. A little bit different than my contracts, but in general, I think there was so much gossip going around in the paddock. Zach Brown was meeting with the management, supposedly, of Max. There was Mercedes, obviously Toto going on holiday again with Max. Being quite clear about it. He wants him in the team. George, laying in his bed with his thumb in his mouth, hoping that Max wouldn't sign.
That's a weird image.
He was very happy after the announcement, because
George was walking.
George was like I knew it.
The $1 billion.
No, there were some drivers that were really happy also with the announcement, because it basically puts everything in perspective. The top teams will remain the same with their drivers.
What do we know of this deal? Because I was interested. I said to you off air before starting this podcast, Jos Verstappen, very happy, very complimentary of two men, the two key kind of ring masters, if you will, in negotiations. On one hand, you've got Max's agent, Raymond. And then on the other side, representing all things Red Bull, you had
the big boss, the CEO, Oliver Mintzlaff.
Indeed, he was very complimentary of them both.
Yeah.
You've said it there. This is a deal worth, we believe, $500 million, and that's before bonuses.
In 4 years.
Is that what you understand it? Before bonuses?
No, that's including bonuses. But depending on if he becomes world champion, depending if there's more personal sponsors coming, for example, big deals like Heineken, and if they extend, they will have to pay more. So Max is up there, it's the elite of global sports entrepreneurship, and he will become the first Dutch sports billionaire. Unbelievable. At only 28 years of age.
It's incredible. And if he sees through the contract through to the end of 2030, that will be 15 years with the team as well.
But you remember in 21, when he won the World Championship in Abu Dhabi at the final lap, his radio was, we did it. I want to stay with you guys for 14, 15 years. I love you guys. And then Raymond was like, hold on. We need to renegotiate. And if you see the way his value went up, and he's worth every penny for Red Bull, because Oliver Mintzlaff is a fantastic entrepreneur, great CEO of the company. He knows what Red Bull is worth, and he knows what Max is worth, and he didn't want to leave anything on the table by re-signing him.
You have got your ear close to the ground. What else do we know of some of the particulars within the contract?
Well, they keep that very close to their chest, obviously, but Red Bull is known for performance clauses, in particular in relation to Max or any star driver like Vettel as well. Vettel started with it at Red Bull, basically saying, you know what, you have a performance clause on me. If I don't deliver, if I'm not fit enough, let's reverse it.
Was it Sebastian Vettel
was one of the first that put it in the contract. Yeah, I wanted to put it in the contract, but they didn't listen to me. But if Vettel, yes, they said, okay.
You just concentrate on yourself, Robert.
You just make sure you get there on time and keep it on the black stuff, mate. But Vettel started with that. And I thought that everybody thought that was quite smart to do, because it sort of, keeps a level playing field. And I'm sure that Raymond did a great job by upping his salary. Red Bull wanted to make sure that there's not every year the same discussion, is Max leaving, is he staying? But I'm sure there must be some sort of performance clause in there.
Not only that, we know that Max is a proper petrol head.
Yes.
He's I'll say this, and I mean this respectfully. He's a geek. He's a bit of a nerd when it comes to all things motorsport.
He loves motorsport.
He loves it through and through.
But
not
also
just
different leagues, right?
Exactly.
If you see IndyCar, Alex Palou crashed out of the race last weekend, championship leader in IndyCar. Boom, Max's reaction is straight away on there. So he's on Instagram, he's following it, everything. He loves it, right?
And he'll be given that freedom to continue with his GT3 program, etc.
That's for him, obviously, some extra tools on the side. He has a sim racing program, a GT3 program. And then Mercedes is saying, we didn't get him in the F1 team, but on the biggest races on Earth, like the 24 hours of Nürburgring, 24 hours of maybe Daytona in the future, he's driving a Mercedes.
And I'm just thinking, on this long contract, the lawyers would have poured through it. Yeah. We're probably talking, how many pages is an F1 contract, Robert?
I had a lot of blank pages, so mine, I can say it's like this, but it was...
you had 1.5 pages.
1.5 pages. I remember one particular phrase in my contract, and I thought it was something very special, only Brits can do. They write an article saying the team will decide when to place the driver in the car, when and where, because I was a reserve driver jumping in as a race driver. After reasonable performance judged by the team, the team will continue to evaluate it. And I was like, the word reasonable is a bit different because what's reasonable for you might not be reasonable for me.
Finishing is reasonable for me.
Keeping on the black stuff.
Yeah.
No, beating your teammate obviously is quite clear stated in any contract. You have to be a lead driver. And with me in particular, it was that Helmut Marko said you have to stay within 2/10 of David.
That was a verbal.
That was a verbal thing, but then also written. Within 2/10 of your teammate.
That was in your contract.
Yeah, because he has so much more experience than me. So if I would say within 2/10, that would be the acceptable sort of grey area. Below that, you're just, you're nowhere.
So you've got that in black and white.
Yeah.
You must be
within 2/10. And then it's acceptable if you're in your first year with the big team, with such a competitive teammate who won 30 Grand Prix, who finished vice champion in many years at racing for McLaren. So yeah, 2/10 was the magic number.
But to your point, it's like, hold on, I can hold up my end of the bargain. Give me a car that keeps me within 2/10 of my teammate.
Well, you assume the cars are equal. The data never lies. Uncle Dave was also very honest, where he went flat, where he braked, and I double-checked it with the data. Yes, he's honest. So within 2/10, that was the magical number.
Because I can't help but think in this Max Verstappen contract, Robert, there's going to be like clause 41, no more holidays with Toto Wolff unless there's a Red Bull representative present.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but they're sort of, they became mates, and they're talking
very
about...
good mates.
Very good mates.
They're holidaying all the time.
But I can imagine the gossip, because a week after the Hungarian Grand Prix, which was our final one before the summer break started, there was this picture of Toto on his yacht and Max on his yacht, or jet ski, whatever. So all the gossip went again, will they sign the contract? But we knew he will stay with Red Bull.
He's done, so he's the $500 million man.
Yes, I think he already
and he is headed.
He's heading towards $1 billion, and it's all worth it.
But you look at the $1 billion club, I'm sure you're aware of this. Tiger Woods, Roger Federer, I think LeBron James Michael Jordan, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Michael Schumacher was
Lionel
very
Messi,
close. Lionel Messi.
Floyd Mayweather. I think it's 7.
Max Verstappen.
And I think Tom Brady's probably getting close to that as well. Close. And then Max.
Yeah.
The $1 billion club.
Different league, and the guy, to be honest, he never changed, because when I met him, he had no money in the bank account. He was racing in Formula 3, and if I speak to him last weekend at Zandvoort, he's still very laid back, very relaxed. Yeah, the only difference is when we're talking about cars, he's like, yeah, well, this car, I bought this car, but not in an arrogant way, just fun way, right? We don't talk about F1 if we see each other. We talk also about just life and cars and toys.
Fatherhood and...
Yeah, fatherhood.
No, there's none of that, is there? Let's be honest.
No.
You're not getting out the pictures of the kids.
Not yet.
It's all about the engines, the cars.
Yeah, anything to do with petrol. Yeah.
So he's done, and we say...
He's done, and he might end his career, because he always promised to Dietrich Mateschitz, the founder of Red Bull. Unfortunately, passed away a few years ago. He said, in the perfect scenario, I would end my career with you guys. You gave me the wings to try it. And now
look at you staying on brand. I love that. You guys gave me the wings, and I have soared. Very good. Right on point. One thing it does do, though, it does end the speculation for now.
Yeah,
it gives him now, I guess it will be a weight off his shoulders in a lot of ways as well, because he's fed up.
Oh, all the media asking every weekend about it. Yes, of course. So let's change the topic now. That is definitely something for Max. And this weekend in Zandvoort, it was all about, the final lap, and the performance was not there. So it's, he couldn't back his contract extension with a nice result, which normally in Zandvoort, he always either finishes first or second. So in that aspect, it was a bit disappointing on the Sunday.
We'll get to that. Yeah. Very last word on it. Raymond, he'll be building a brand new beach front house somewhere, because you can bet that he's got...
Raymond, did a fantastic job. Remember, Raymond started as a banker once for Jos. When Jos was, signing contracts in F1, he needed a banker to invest his money. And Raymond said, do you want me to have a look at the contracts once in a while? I can help you out. And then Jos said, okay, have a look. And after Jos's career, Max started doing the go-karting. Raymond was just waiting for this magical kid to become a Formula One global icon. And throughout his career, he supported with... they all deserve it. They really deserve it. It was all or nothing for them. And
it's close-knit as well, aren't they? They're very close-knit.
Yeah, keep your circle close.
The deal's done. Max will be a Red Bull driver, at least until
another 4 years.
Another 4 years, $500 million.
Oh, mega.
Of course, including bonuses on that as well. In terms, that was off the track on Thursday. I guess we've got to say as well, the announcement video.
With the re-signing.
Good. You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
It's missing a hyphen. If you missed this,
That's nice.
Max resigns. Lauren Meckies.
And then in the
Who
middle.
would have thought Max is actually a decent actor as well?
Yeah.
Maybe an Oscar in the future for him as well. And then he says, wait a minute, you're missing a hyphen. Max resigns.
Because he said I was closer to stopping than actually changing teams afterwards. But they've done a great job.
Great job all round. That was the story off the track.
Big one.
You've said it, a little bit of an exclusive. Maybe a lot of people might not be aware of this. You were there. You were at Zandvoort, as you said, at over the weekend. Max crashing out in the final corner of lap 1.
Yeah.
So uncharacteristic.
Very uncharacteristic.
It was a driver mistake, yes?
Definitely, 100%. And it was probably since 2021 that I haven't seen a driver mistake from Max. 2021, Jeddah. You remember?
Good memory.
Qualifying. The best qualifying lap until the final corner.
No.
Oh, everybody was glued to the TV. Max was pushing the boundaries on the fastest street circuit on the planet. Close to the walls. I think Alonso was in the middle of an interview with Dutch television. He just stopped talking because he wanted to watch the monitors.
It was that special.
It was that special. The most special lap I've seen from Max in my whole life. And then until the last hairpin, he went in too fast, third gear, boom, hit the wall. And everybody was like, ooh, because it was also in the championship fight with Lewis. So that was the driver error, the last one I could remember.
Wow.
And then when I saw it on TV, I straight away knew, okay, this is uncharacteristic Max. But I sort of predicted it in the pre-show at the Dutch TV.
No, Rob.
No,
You're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, but I didn't say the final corner is going to crash. I said Max is not feeling well all weekend.
Well, that's
he
it.
has
I don't
the flu.
think that's not well known by many.
No,
he was
not
under the weather.
feeling well on Friday. It sort of got to him, and then Friday sprint qualifying didn't feel great. Saturday morning I saw him quickly. It was like 39 degrees fever, so he didn't really feel good. And in F1, it's especially on a track like Zandvoort, it's all about details. So you have to be on it. You have to get into the zone. You have to be present. You have to drive the car there and now. And any small mistake will be punished with either a small gravel trap and a wall or straight away the wall. And with Max, I said in the pre-show, I said, well, if you're not that fit and you qualified 7th, you're sort of in the mid-pack, he will probably have a moment in the first lap.
You said that.
I said that literally.
Now it's in Dutch, and I don't speak Dutch.
No, I can get you the broadcast. And the team was like, well, be a bit more positive. I said, no, last year he also had a moment on the opening lap and he almost lost it into turn 3, but it was because he went for it. I think I have a feeling that tricky condition, it just started drizzling before the race, which for the fans is spectacular. You're on slick tires, some wet patches, and then it happened. In the famous Arie Luijendijk corner, it could have been a way worse accident.
Oh, yeah.
Like a pile-up.
It's when he hits the wall on the left and then comes
what
down.
happens if you go too low, it's like a banked corner, which is easy flat in a Formula 1 car. In these conditions, it was not easy flat, but you sort of had to short shift up and then look for the dry spots. He was too low. So he touched the white line and the curb, which is painted. Painted is and wet is like very slippery. Lost control of the car. The car went sideways. So what happens? You overcorrect it. Then it grips on a dry spot. But how's your steering wheel pointing?
Exactly.
This way, not that way. So then it grips. We call it a tank slapper. And the car just goes like boom.
Tank slapper.
A tank slapper. And you cannot correct it. Even if you're fit, you cannot correct it at those speeds. And he hit the concrete wall. Luckily, like a split second before hitting the wall, he took off his hands. Because otherwise you break your wrist. It was a big one. And then the rest of the field is coming.
And then it's coming down where
15 cars were still behind him. Huh? And he was fortunate that Liam Lawson, who was directly behind him, had a little bit of a moment. So he lifted, otherwise he would have T-boned him. So it ended up in a good way.
But, as you said to me as well, there's not been many low points of Max's career. And obviously, I know he dressed up last year as he never had a real chance of winning the championship. Yes, he lost it by a point, but he said, listen, I can be proud of what I've achieved in F1. So for you then, that disappointment of crashing out, final Dutch Grand Prix, certainly, maybe of Max's career, would that be one of the most disappointing weekends of his career?
No, because it was such a special place. You should have been there to feel. It was electrifying that weekend. We had 6 years of the Dutch Grand Prix. He won it 3 times, finished second twice, became world champion 4 times. Of course, you want to finish on a high. The king is there. The 100,000 people are there. The 200 million people watching. Your home race to put it in the wall in turn 1. I mean, it was called the final lap. He took it a bit too seriously, I think. But considering, if you know now in hindsight that he was not feeling well, it can happen. It's just unfortunate. But all in all, everybody left there with a smile, apart from 20% of the fans.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the news.
This is incredible. This gives you an understanding.
Yeah.
If you've ever wondered how big Max is
He's big.
in F1 and certainly within the Dutch public, give me the stat. What happened as soon as he crashed?
Approximately 20% of the people left the track. I was like, what? Where are you? And there was a Dutch journalist there waiting for the king to leave at the end or what. And he saw suddenly fans walking out. So what are you doing? It's a red flag. Yeah, Max crashed. So I'm going home. I'm going to a pub. But there's still a Grand Prix with 21 other drivers. No, I'm here for Max. Max T-shirt, pointing to the T-shirt. There's a guy that put a tattoo on his back when Max won the first race. He's a fantastic guy, Dennis. But he was so excited that Max won in Barcelona in 2016. He put a tattoo from shoulder blade to shoulder blade with Max's car. Grand Prix of Barcelona with the date. So everybody was like, wow, that's really nice, He won 78 Grand Prix afterwards. So the tattoos are getting smaller and smaller. So the guy is everywhere. He has now... But those guys, they are really in love with the sport because of Max. And if now you understand that the Prince, who was the owner of the track, was the owner, he sold everything now, but didn't continue because he had to sign for another 4 years. And the commitment was just too much. It's like 102 million per year that you have to pre-commit, and then you have to hopefully get it back by ticket sales and events. And so he said, we're not doing that. It was the best already with Max. And
our mission is to find a Formula One fan out there with a Robert Doornbos tattoo. Does anyone exist on this earth?
You have celebrated your 40th birthday already, so I will take you out for drinks. I'll get you pissed, and I'll bring you to a tattoo shop, and then we'll showcase it in the next show.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
If I am inked with anything of Robert Doornbos on my person, there is big problems, and I would question what we were up to on that particular evening. But that is incredible.
Shake and bake.
So Dennis, shout out to Dennis.
Yeah, shout out to Dennis.
That is amazing. So that was the disappointment. I mean, 20% of people who have spent their hard-earned cash.
But you have to be, they don't travel the globe. So it's like the Orange Army travels the globe. I mean, you can find Dutch fans anywhere around the world. If there's a race now in Malaysia or the Bahrain Grand Prix is going to be in Malaysia, for sure there will be 5,000 minimum Dutch fans, the Orange Army. So those are the real fans. They love Max, but they also understand the sport. But some of them only come for Max. Yeah.
Right. So that was, I guess, Max's weekend, if you will. Started on a high on Thursday, ended on a bit of a low on Sunday. But then he wakes up on Monday and he's very much...
He doesn't really care. I mean, at the end of the day, he's like, okay, we're not competitive at all. Let's focus on Monza. And sorry for the fans. Thank you for being out here.
And I guess the final word, I just want that confirmed. That new contract begins immediately. Yeah. So he's earning the big bucks now.
No. 3.8 million per weekend.
Is that what it works out as? What a gig.
Oh, now you feel bad.
Gig.
Now you feel bad.
What a gig he's got.
Okay, let's focus on our jobs here.
Well, we're nowhere near 3.8. 3.8 dirhams we'd be doing well, to be truthful, Rob. Listen, in terms of the race weekend,
fantastic.
Don't want to get too much into the minutiae of it, but Lando Norris, McLaren, the summer break, and they've bookended it, a win in Hungary.
I was there close to the podium ceremonies, and I heard the king walk down. The king is very enthusiastic. Our king is a great Formula One fan. I had him once.
Love affair started with you.
Yeah, I had him once in my simulators at the track. He did a lap in the simulators. I think he crashed in every wall. So I asked him, "How do you think it's going, King?" He said, "Well, it's not my thing, but I just enjoy watching it." He walked over to Lando Norris, who speaks Dutch because he has a Belgian mom. He speaks a little bit of Dutch. He said, "Gefeliciteerd. Congrats with the trophy," and Lando replied to him in Dutch. So it still had, and he had an orange car, which is a Dutch national color. So it was still sort of an orange Dutch party. That was nice.
You can't be more impressed with Lando.
Yeah.
You're throwing in, he talks a little bit of Dutch.
Yeah, he talks a little bit of Dutch. I try to learn him the bad words as well.
I bet you he knows those, Rob.
Yeah.
Interesting afterwards, he came out to say, and I don't know whether this is a little bit of rope-a-dope. We all remember Muhammad Ali, the great rope-a-dope tactic, luring your opponent in. He came out afterwards to say he still doesn't feel that they've got a car worthy of competing for a championship. I think he's now, 83 points behind Kimi Antonelli.
Less than what Max was last year by this stage, behind Oscar Piastri.
Do they have a car, or are you still not convinced?
Well, his radio, when he won the race to the team, he said, thank you guys, thank you team, keep pushing. Let's try to make it easier for the future. Like last year he had a car that some races were quite easy to win. He just drove it home. Here he really had to fight for it. By the way, I want to really give Lando all the credits he deserves. This was a championship drive. Like a champion.
The first since becoming champion.
Yeah, for me the first since he became a champion. Really aggressive, really pushing Kimi all the way. A great overtake into turn 1, all or nothing. Zandvoort is not easy to overtake. You need big balls into turn 1. They call it the Tarzan corner. You need to be Tarzan to be brave around the outside. I think he drove incredibly well. He really outperformed his teammate by a mile. What happened to Oscar Piastri in recent months? Nowhere compared to...
Is that, on the Oscar thing, and I know we touched on it somewhat briefly in previous editions of the pod, is that just a hangover of him missing out on the World Championship?
Yeah, but then there must be like a sports physio or sport psychologist just itching to talk to Oscar, because the guy, until last year, this race, he was leading the championship easily by 50 points from P2 and 100 points by Max, won it in Zandvoort, then went to Baku, crashed twice in a weekend, and never recovered properly. I don't know. You don't lose your speed. It's easier to slow down a racehorse than to speed up a donkey. But in his case...
That's a cracking saying, that, by the way.
Yeah, it's true, no?
Easier to slow down a racehorse than speed up a donkey.
Yeah, he is a racehorse, but he's blocked.
Who's the racehorse and who's the donkey of this two?
Well, you don't have a license, so it's quite an easy win.
Hey, I've seen you in a Formula 1 car. I'm definitely...
Touche.
There we go. I had to get you on that front. The thing with Lando, it's interesting. Yes, McLaren have upgraded the car.
Yes, very much.
But I love what you've said there. The feeling that Lando now is comfortable in his skin.
Yeah.
He's comfortable being world champion.
Yeah.
And I would go as far as to say he's now comfortable with the regs. He's comfortable with the car.
But talk about a sports psychologist. He actually quoted after the race, I don't say this quite often, but I'm actually quite proud of my achievement. You remember last year when he said, I never feel like I belong here, or I get, he never really
chest out.
Yeah, chest out. And now he said, I'm actually quite proud of my achievement. Yes, you can be proud. I mean, this was a really good drive. Is it the fastest car? No, he will definitely say no, because Mercedes officially is the fastest car. Let's not forget, Kimi finished P2, and it almost becomes like normal now. Eh? This young Italian kid, who just turned 20 yesterday, is now still leading the World Championship. And it's just a regular...
By 59 points, by the way.
I mean, even if you see Kimi in the paddock, he's so relaxed. He's so relaxed. I think he finished 5th in the sprint race or something, and he was like, it's okay. It's as long as I keep finishing and doing my job, Abu Dhabi will be hopefully the crowning moment.
In terms of Mercedes, it is interesting. I asked the question this: are they broke, Robert? And I'm talking financially.
Not about the car. You're talking about financially.
Because you look at the great improvements of their rivals, the upgrades they brought to the car.
Yeah.
There is no doubt, if you look at the first 6 races, they won the first 6. I think in the second 6, they've only won 2 of the 6. McLaren are improving. Ferrari have had upgrades. Red Bull have had upgrades. Mercedes, I don't want to say they're stuck in the mud a little bit, but there's no doubt they've plateaued a little bit. Is that, again, I go back to that expression, is that rope-a-dope? Or do they have problems? Have they spent all their budget up front?
It looks like they spend more in the winter months. I think we had talked about it in the podcast earlier when I had my little bird at Ferrari telling me that there were lots of investments coming in, also due to the push of Lewis. He felt from day one, this is a car I can drive with. I want you to push now. So the developments come. Go back to the basics. You have a budget platform, a budget cap. And within that, 12 months, you have to spend that budget cap accordingly. It's excluding driver salary and top 3 management. But all car development obviously goes from the budget cap. Mercedes spend it all, most of it, I think, on the engine and the chassis pre-season.
Yeah, I've got the details here. $215 million, which is £170 million. That is the budget for the season.
They upped it with the new regs. It used to be $145 million, so they upped it quite a bit because of the complexity of the engines. But also, if you crash a car, question for you, Chris. You almost put me on the spot. He always puts me on the spot.
I do always put you on the spot.
Put you on the spot. If you crash a car properly, I say 4 corners off, gearbox destroyed, wings off.
How much?
How much?
To fix that car.
What's the cost of a Formula 1 car if you destroy it properly?
Completely.
Yeah.
It needs a whole new rebuild.
A whole new car.
Oh,
new chassis, new engine, everything new.
You've put me on the spot here. Are we close to 8 figures? So
8 figures.
So it's 10 million.
What do you think?
I'm going to say 10 million.
10? 17. $17 million if you destroy a car properly. But then you have to do a big one. Like Max's one is a big one. I expect Max, if the engine is not, the engine is the most valuable component, it's about $40 million. The rest
$40 million for the engine?
Yeah, the rest is about approximately $3 million. Front wing, rear wing, $500,000 per wing. Steering wheel, which is there, $50,000. Chassis, approximately $800,000. But the engine,
$40 million.
Yeah, it's bigger.
So if you mangle, for want of a better word,
but that's why you don't see any blow-ups anymore. Like in the past, you see proper barbecues on track, right? Big flames coming out of the air. They don't push the engine to the limits anymore because it's such an expensive mistake.
$17 million. I come back to a question I asked you earlier about driver contracts.
Yeah.
If you get into the habit of crashing these cars, are there financial penalties from your pocket?
No, but they will just rip your contract apart and send you home.
Yeah, you're done.
You're done. What I do like is that Niki Lauda introduced this in 2016 when Lewis and Max crashed. Lewis and Nico crashed into each other, teammates. Rule number 1 in any contract: don't touch your teammate. Lewis and Nico in Barcelona hit each other, drove each other off the track. There was $450,000 damage on both cars, and Niki and Toto made them pay it themselves. For them, it's like nothing, but still,
they made
them pay it themselves because it's such an embarrassing moment. For the Dutch fans, it was a great moment because Max won the race afterwards. But they made them pay themselves. So you cannot touch your teammate and destroy the car. But in general, they have insurance and stuff. But crashing is an expensive habit.
So going back to that
also
question.
now with the budget cap, that's why we're talking about it. If you crash a car, your teammate crashes the car, that will hurt your development because the team will have to allocate budget to fixing that car instead of to building a new front wing, or you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's a budget for both drivers, ultimately. So coming back to that question then, what's your hunch? Are Mercedes holding back? Have they got a bit of budget cap towards the business end of the season to take them to the finish line?
Yes. Of course, they still have budget. They can still make it from race to race. It's not like in my Minardi days that I was surprised to see the team at the track, or I was relieved to see them. They made it.
You'd rock up when the door was open.
Yeah. It's like, is the car here? Is the engine inside? Do we have tires and fuel? Okay, we're going racing. Yeah. And then they would say, we have only one power steering wheel. Let's flip a coin for the power steering. They did. In Hungary, only one power steering, $150,000 for a power steering. I said, "What do you mean? It's Hungary. I cannot drive this car without power steering."
There was one power steering.
One power steering. And then Paul Stoddard said, "Call your sponsor. We only have one power steering. Let's flip a coin." And we flipped the coin. I lost it, and I had to drive this bloody race without a power steering. I was done after 35 laps. The car is undrivable.
Yeah, that is a story that's going to be viral.
Yes.
You had to legitimately flip a coin.
Flip coin for the power steering. And if you don't like, but also when I walked into F1, I thought I made it, right? So I walked into the paddock. I saw Michael Schumacher. I was like, oh man, I'm a Formula 1 driver. But then you walk to the Minardi motorhome, which is like 1/6 of the size of the other motorhome, which is nice. I mean, I'm not there for the glamour. I'm there for the car. And then I asked my team boss, I said, where should I get changed? Where's my dressing room? He said, in the kitchen, mate. So I was getting changed in the kitchen.
As people are making sandwiches.
People making sandwiches. Sorry, just getting ready for the race. It was a bit different those days. The gap between the smallest team and the biggest team was huge. That's why they introduced the budget cap, so all teams can actually, supply the driver with a changing room and have power steering for all cars.
How sore are your forearms after 35 laps of no power steering?
I was destroyed. So next week I had a new sticker on the car, new sponsor, only for the power steering.
It's like, leave it with me.
Yeah.
I will find that sponsor.
I'll find some money.
I'll find you $150,000.
Yeah.
What an incredible story that is.
Crazy days.
Can I ask this question? And this will polarise opinion, I'm sure. As we sit today, 12 races done.
Yeah.
We're roughly at the halfway stage.
Yeah, 10 to go.
We've got 11 to go.
11 to go.
11 to go, because of course Bahrain now in Malaysia.
Of course.
So we've got 11 to go, 12 done, 11 to go. If I offered you the choice, you've got to give me an answer here. Would you take the Mercedes car from now till the end of the season? Or would you take the McLaren?
Oh, I thought I wanted to ask you this question, but thank you
I'm beating you to it.
Yeah, you beat me to it. I have a text message this morning that I was saying I'm going to ask you this question.
Exactly. I'm beating you to it. I'll answer it myself.
Okay, I will go for the Mercedes. You know why? Because it's their factory engine, and McLaren is a customer. And they've been beaten by the customer team quite a few times now, the factory team. Last year, McLaren became world champion, the year before. So I would definitely go for the Mercedes factory team.
So you would still, obviously, I say still.
No.
Kimi's 59 points ahead of the rest.
No, but considering that they definitely didn't have the fastest car last weekend, the other Ferrari and Ferrari was closer. They messed up strategy. They were close to beating Mercedes. Anyway, another topic. And McLaren, they're starting to understand the new regs. That's what you can see.
No doubt.
And everybody that is investing money in the good direction, it will return in a few times.
I actually think, Rob, for the product, for the spectacle, we need a McLaren over the next few races to keep winning.
Yeah, true.
If that can happen, then we build to a crescendo as we did last year.
In ideal world, Chris, you need 2 McLarens up front, because then you can take away points from, because otherwise Kimi will just finish second and third, and it will just
win.
The gap will still.
Yeah, the gap will shorten, but not enough.
No. So you need 2 Ferraris, 2 McLarens to really get into the mix. Hopefully a Red Bull once in a while. But considering Red Bull is doing the job that they're doing, the 310s, 410s, they will just be behind, lacking on engine performance. That is still...
Monza, the Mercedes come... Oh, wait, George
10 grid penalty for Kimi.
George Russell. Yeah, George. Or Kimi.
Home hero, Monza. But it's the best place to take an engine penalty. Because they're easier to overtake than any other track.
So you still expect, if I gave you the choice, Mercedes still to be top dogs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You?
I'm liking this McLaren.
Yeah.
I'm liking it because of the full package. Yeah. You've talked about Lando psychology.
Yeah.
The fact psychologically
he's there.
He feels comfortable in his skin. I'm liking the fact I think he's now comfortable with the regs. Yeah. He's comfortable in what's being asked of him as a driver. And I think McLaren, Zach Brown,
the updates
Andrea,
are working.
The updates, they themselves have grasped what's required. Yeah. I just think it would be amazing. I've got no skin in the game in particular. I just want a real good race weekend. I just love it if McLaren.
But it's going to be between those 3 teams now. It's Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren every weekend. I, in my opinion, and what I heard from Laurent Marquis as well, if you listen well to his interviews, they will just package 2026 as a season as it is and really focus on 27. So they will not let it all go, but they will definitely not push till the end like they did last year with the development on the specific.
They're putting a little
because they were pushing so much last year because they had this championship hunt and they got close within 2 points. It hurt them on the development for the 26 car. And considering they have new engine, so I think their focus is 27.
And I'd love to know how much Raymond and Max have had a say in that in negotiations.
Well, yeah, but it makes common sense because Max is a winner. Second place is first loser. So for them to finish third or fourth in the championship doesn't really matter.
We had a little bit of a disagreement a couple of shows ago. I was questioning at the time why Ferrari, where was it? Was it in Hungary, the race before? They didn't move Charles out of the way
Yeah.
to let Lewis. And you said, well, Chris, early on in the
hard to
season,
choose a number one driver.
It's hard to choose a number one. But I was making the point that Lewis has garnered more points,
Yeah.
was closer to Kimi.
Yeah.
We could be talking about the difference of 2 points as it was last year. It was a deciding factor. And you said, no. There's nothing in that. Charles was deserving of his finish.
Yeah.
Lewis had just got to toe the party line.
It's going to hurt them, eh?
This weekend,
Yeah, I know
Lewis
where you're going.
not happy.
No,
Lewis not happy.
Not happy.
Get Charles out my bleeding way
Yeah.
so I can get after
Not
George
happy.
Russell. Is that a different situation this weekend?
It's brewing. If you start the second half of the season like this, Charles passing Lewis over start finish and shaking his head, they're not gelling well. And Frederic Vasseur, the team boss of Ferrari, he really has to step up. Again, I still stick with my point. You cannot pick a number one driver with these egos in the team, because Charles is also a big ego. He's also a Ferrari man. Ferrari has his commitment.
He's a company man. Isn't
He's a company man, long-term commitment. But you have Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion, who is back to his winning ways. And age is not a factor anymore, we see nowadays. Lewis is 44, can win races. Fernando Alonso is 45, can get points in a shitbox.
Yeah, he did. Fernando, 45.
Very impressive.
I'm going to reveal your age here. You're younger than Fernando.
I'm going to the gym later.
You need
There's
to,
still
'cause
an
Fernando-
opportunity. No, Fernando is Fernando. I mean,
18th to 9th in Zandvoort.
but the fire still within. I mean, Fernando, he after qualifying on Friday, he was fuming through the paddock because the engine was just set up wrongly, and everybody had high predictions of this Honda upgrade engine. It was not good, definitely not good. The chassis is getting better, but the engine is not there. And then to get points for him is like winning a world championship at the moment.
I've got a quiz question for you.
Here
Put
we
you
go.
on the spot again. Fernando Alonso,
Yeah,
finishing 9th,
yeah,
scoring a point,
yeah.
2 points, becoming just the second.
Oh, I know where you're going.
You know where I'm going with this?
I heard this over the weekend. The second guy,
45-year-old plus to score points in F1.
yeah.
Who's the first?
Oh, we have to go way back. We have to go way back in the.
I'll give you a little clue. Well, I won't give you a clue if you don't need the clue.
well.
Oh, do you want a clue?
Yeah, I have 3. Normally, I can call somebody. I can ask for a
I'll
clue.
ask
I
the
can
audience.
ask the public.
The boss is in
audience.
today as well. I don't know if she knows the answer. Right, I'll give you a little clue.
Yeah.
It's a gentleman who has achieved what you would argue the holy grail.
Oh, Graham Hill. Thank you. Thank you.
Too easy of a clue.
Yeah. Well, you were halfway through your sentence.
Yeah, and you knew it. Graham Hill.
Unbelievable.
To score points.
Score points.
I mean, come on, you've lived and breathed it.
Yeah.
45. Listen, age is just a number. I
Oh, look
know
at
that.
Schumacher. When he got back with in his Mercedes days, I think he was 44, 45, something like this. He still got pole in Monaco, which was a mega achievement, considering the reflexes and the understanding of the technology. But Fernando is an animal. Is an animal.
Can I ask this question? I'm conscious of time on this edition of the pod, but we saw Tom Brady win the Super Bowl at the age of 43 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Of course, winning a 7th Super Bowl in 10 as it was. We've seen Novak Djokovic. He won Olympic gold in the 2024 games in Paris. He was 38.
Well, look at Roger. I mean,
Roger Federer, he won one at 37. You know what I'm getting at? If a Lewis Hamilton was to win a world championship as he is 44 now, do you see that as good for the sport or bad for the sport?
It's good in a way that you have the biggest names still out there winning any league. Like the NFL was very happy with Tom Brady, you know, getting all this publicity.
It builds that narrative.
It builds a narrative. But on the other side, Formula One is also in a difficult position now because there are some drivers out there that won everything. You have Fornaroli, you have this new kid in Formula 2, a junior Zolov, Formula 2 driver for Red Bull, is winning everything. You need to You need to give them a chance in Formula One. It's hard to say, because the whole autosport ladder towards the top is to breed young talent and give them an opportunity. And then you see the Kimi Antonelli stories. I mean, you don't need to be a 44-year-old multi-world champion if you can be a 19-year-old leading the world championship. So, but for the name of the sport, for the growth of the sport, you need the big names. Alonso winning a Grand Prix would be the highlight of F1.
Well,
or Lewis winning a Grand Prix. Alonso winning this year will be tough, but
Hamilton winning a championship.
Hamilton winning a championship is going to be out of this world.
Because I'd counter. I would actually argue Lewis Hamilton winning a championship number 8 in Ferrari,
you need
44.
It's a bigger story.
I think that's a bigger story. Truthfully, and people will disagree, I think that's a bigger story than Kimi winning it at 20 years of age. Yeah.
Yeah, more of a legacy story. But Kimi winning such a young talent, to scout it at a young age, give it an opportunity and to deliver. Yeah, but I would love to see Lewis win. I would love to see this year that the Ferrari gets their strategy in place, understands the situation, forgets about the egos and just says on the radio. Did you listen to the commentary? Basically, it's just funny to listen to Charles Leclerc and his engineer. The engineer says, box this lap. And Charles said, no, I'm staying out. But they have more information than you. You should listen. He said, no, I'm not boxing. I see Lewis behind me and the tires are good. I'm staying out. So it's...
No, come on, Rob. You can't say that, because I've seen you sat in that chair saying that you love when Max does that. That Max is taking ownership of his drive.
Yeah, but then it works out.
Good point.
Then it works out. Now it doesn't work out.
He's got the intuition. Charles doesn't. Charles is like, no, I'm staying out.
Yeah, it becomes an ego thing.
Yeah.
It's not a...
And Lewis is furious.
Oh,
he's come out since to apologise.
Anyway.
Hey, listen, I want to finish. Last one. I want to kind of complete the circle.
Yeah.
Coming back to drivers' contracts, you've already revealed a little bit of what was in your contract.
Yeah.
Did you break any clauses? Have you got a story for us? Did you go on a skiing trip when you weren't supposed to go?
Oh, yeah. So in the contract is you're not allowed to do extreme sports, which is okay.
Paragliding,
I don't know what. But then I signed this contract with Red Bull, no extreme sports. Then they invited me to go to Singapore to do wakeboarding with some Red Bull talent. I was behind the boat trying to be on the wakeboard, trying to take it easy. The guy was jumping over me with his wakeboard. I thought he was going to hit my head now, all for the footage. So Red Bull and not doing extreme sports is quite complicated. They asked Max now to do a kart race. Did you see this? In September next week? Max against 100 other karters, and he has to beat them all. So he starts last, and he has to overtake them all. Former athletes, soccer players, anybody's invited.
And this is a Red Bull event.
Yeah, but I think
it is.
But it's going to be broadcasted everywhere. ESPN, everybody will broadcast it. It's tricky, because some of these drivers have no idea what the ideal line is, and Max have to pass them. So anyway, that's also.
By the way, can I say I'll tune in for that? That's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
Have you got a phone call? You're not going to be one of the drivers.
It's really cool. So I'll sign on.
Yeah, podcasters.
Then I use your name.
Get us.
I sign myself on the streets. You should drive. I will coach you.
Get on the call to Red Bull.
Yeah.
The Pit Talk podcast.
That's cool.
Get me as one of the 99.
Yeah.
Come on, Rob.
That's a good idea.
You're a connected man.
What about contracts? Funny things in the contract. Oh yeah, one funny thing was when I signed the Minardis contract, there's a performance clause. Points for money, right? So if you score points, you get money, more money. So I was like, okay, Paul.
More money, more problems.
Yeah, more money, more problems. And he was in the contract. It said $64,000 per point. So I said, well, that's amazing. I said, Paul, let's make that $200,000 per point. So I was like, he said, you know what? You can write down $500,000 per point. You're not going to score any points.
And did you score any points?
No. I was happy to make the finish.
So you never did get that $500,000 per point. Brilliant, Robert. It's been a great addition.
Thank you.
Great to have you back. You're looking well.
Good.
It's been a good summer.
Let's go to the gym together. Get off this
listen,
downforce.
Pal, I see you on Instagram. You're always in the gym. I need to get onto your regime, so I do. Hey, listen, the Pit Talk podcast, very much back. It's going to be a great second half to the season. We're getting some big name guests.
Yeah,
I'm looking at you for that,
I have
Robert.
Gunther Steiner lined up, but you have to bleep him a lot. Is that a problem?
That's fine.
Okay.
I've got a good production team.
Okay, great.
We'll bleep Gunther. Don't you worry about that. We'll get Gunther Steiner.
Yeah.
And we're still working on your best buddy, Jos Verstappen, as well.
I'm
pushing you on that.
I'm
pushing you on that. I want to finish as well by saying massive congratulations to the team down in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Stefano Domenicali confirming we're on.
Green light.
We knew we were on.
Yeah, really good. Really good. All roads lead to Abu Dhabi.
Etihad Airways Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. AbuDhabiGP.com. That is the website. We implore you all. This is happening. It will be going ahead. The final race of the 2026 season, December 3rd through to the 6th. Tickets available now.
We should give away some tickets.
We're doing that.
More.
I've had it confirmed.
Okay.
We're doing that. We will be giving away tickets, but all those tickets available, whether that's VIP, general admission, all of your musical acts. You've got Imagine Dragons, you've got Lewis Capaldi, Zara Larsson, all of your favourites, Rob, will be there. And we're going to be there as well.
Good. And I'm going to go for a hot lap with you prior to the Grand Prix, because you have to understand the feeling of what it's like to drive your
we're going to be down there doing a hot lap, don't you worry. You think you can scare me.
Yeah,
you can't. I'm an adrenaline junkie.
Well, I'll show you some of my crashes. Then you'll
That will scare me. Right, that is the Pit Talk podcast, made possible by the good folks at Thara. Do give us a follow across our social media platforms at the Pit Talk Pod. Please do that. You can follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube. You can get us across social media as well. Follow this man. He is the best follow you will ever do on Instagram. You're the busiest bloke I know, Rob. So you are. But you're a great follow on social as well.
See you in Monza.
See you in Monza. How long was that?